Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the Icebox. I'm your host, Frosty, and I've got a co-host here.
I'm Brian Valencia.
And today I'm bringing you a little bit of a different episode for Radiothon here. Normally this show is based around reading a couple Reddit stories from the internet, reading a couple random thoughts, just to, have a chill out time, pad some, an hour out of your day. But today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So I'm an avid fan of indie games. Brian, what about you?
Oh, I definitely love indie games.
What we're doing today, we're going to be taking one song out of most of our known favorite indie games, and we are going to essentially rank them based on how well we like each one of these songs. Keep in mind, we are not criticizing or saying one game is better than the other. It's just based on what song we like more than the rest.
Right, just the music, nothing about the games or their gameplay. Before we get into that, I should probably note that you are listening to WCVF 88.9, the campus and community voice of Fredonia. Anyways.
So, we are going to start off with one of my personal favorites, and one with what might some say the chillest sound in indie game video games, in indie game music, Celeste.
Ooh, Celeste. All right.
So, Celeste is a video game where you're essentially climbing a mountain with our protagonist, Madeline. Through the entire game, you're having to face her inner turmoil and her inner demons, essentially. This game takes you through a lot of different scenes and a lot of different enemy variety, but the song we're going to be listening to a little bit of is called Reach for the Summit. Essentially, the climax of the game where you're climbing the entire mountain in a single morning. I'm just going to let this play for a little bit. So, that was a small snippet of Reach for the Summit. The entire song is full of more calm, more easygoing kinds of melodies, but this one is still pretty fun.
Yeah, and it's also kind of like triumphant in a sort of way, which fits the mood of the saying that the song takes place during.
So, we are going to be ranking these from S tier all the way down to D tier. And although it's a really good song and a really good game too, you should definitely play it. It's like, what, $5 on sale most of the time? I actually think I want to start off with an A tier.
I was thinking A too, actually. Like, it is a great song, but it's not really like a song that I find myself like, it's not a song that I get stuck in my head. It's not that kind of catchy song.
But there are certain songs in indie games where you just hear the song, you know exactly what game it is, and you know it's an indie game. So, Celeste, we are putting you in A tier for now. With that, we're going to move on to our next game. We are moving on to Amori.
Uh-oh.
I'm just going to let the song play out.
Jackson DeCarlo here. You're listening to 88.9 FM.
The voice of Fredonia.
So, that was Omori's duet. That is definitely a major shift from our first song, but still, I think it's just beautiful how it sounds throughout the entire thing. And the piano duetting with the violin, I think those are just two, not just classical instruments that go together, but I think those two sounds in particular just have a sort of like bond together. I personally, I was already saying S tier from the beginning.
Maybe it's just because I haven't played Omori yet, but the fact that I don't really like connect the song to anything that I know about the game sort of just leaves me to like either put it in like the safe middle ground of B tier. I'm willing to bump it up to A tier because I know how much this game means to you, though.
I will compromise and put it in A tier, but I'm just saying, oh my god, this game's beautiful. There's going to be a lot of you should play this game, and you should play this game.
But we're gamers here. We want to spread the love.
So, Omori will be joining Celeste in our comfortable A tier. Beautiful pairing the two. And with that, we'll be moving to our next game. Another very underground one. Pyre.
When the stars align, the rights shall come to bear, illuminate the signs, the exiles shall be there. All are not the same, but we shall be as one. Freedom in flame, the end has just begun. Strength may break alone, but twisted make a brain. Together on their own, the journey shall be made. Huddled in the cold, backs against the storm, the timid and the bold, they keep each other warm, shivering alone, but joy not unafraid. Together on their own, the journey shall be made. The journey shall be when the stars align, the rights shall come to bear, illuminate the signs, the exiles shall be there. Strength may break alone, but twisted make a brain. Together on their own, the journey shall be made. The journey shall be made. The journey shall be made. The journey shall be made.
That was In the Flame by Darren Korb. It is the main song in Pyre. Pyre is essentially a game where you're playing a 3-on-3 game of fantasy basketball, but throughout the entire game, you're having to make these choices on who on your team you want to essentially set free from this entire wasteland of people that are essentially imprisoned for the rest of their life. It's a very, very loving journey. you make friends along the way, you make enemies along the way, but by the end, you love everyone you come into contact with it. Now, based on music, I actually I want to place this in A tier.
Really?
Yeah, mostly because the vocals I think do a good job of setting you up. Hi, Hunter. The vocals do a good job of setting you up for what you're about to experience. I think the mandolin in the background also is a good tone setter for the kind of music you'll be experiencing. And
So what's keeping it from putting you in S tier?
now for S tier, I think I want to save S tier specifically for the songs that even if you're not in the indie genre, you immediately know that it's an indie game and that it's an indie game song.
True. I mean, I haven't really heard of Pyre before this, so when I heard this song, it sort of just sounded like a regular song, or like maybe even like an anime type of opening.
Fair, yeah. For most people that also haven't heard of Pyre, it's made by the same people that made Hades, Supergiant Games. That entire company is just amazing. I don't think they've released a single game that isn't a banger. But any arguments? A, S, D?
No, I'd put it solidly in A tier too. It's really great.
Well, we are moving Pyre alongside Celeste and Amori in A tier. And with that, we'll be moving on to our next title, Stardew Valley. So that was Stardew Valley's song, Summer, Nature's Crescendo. Stardew Valley is a game where, if you don't know, you are sick of city life. You're sick of working in an office, the 9-to-5 grind, and your dead grandfather apparently left you a farm that you can run away from the city from and go farm.
Well, I wish that happened to me.
Well, in Stardew Valley, you get to experience that life as you go to this now rundown farm and get to transform it into this beautiful wonderland of crops and animals if you so choose. Now, in terms of music, I love Summer. I love the feeling that the song evokes.
Oh yeah, Summer is like the Stardew Valley theme, I think. Like, whenever I listen to this, I just know it's Stardew Valley, like, just like that.
However, the song is great, but I am actually going to say B tier for this one.
Really? So, I mean, this song is just like so upbeat and happy. Like, it's just really like, oh, it's time to get work done. It's summertime. You got nothing else to do. But I will say it also sounds like something that I would hear in the background of a company presentation.
Exactly. Like, I feel like this is like if you've ever worked in an office and your manager goes, "All right, guys, we're gonna have a pizza party." Like, this is the kind of song that there'd be in the background of that. With
Wow.
that, Stardew Valley is our lone survivor in B tier.
Respectable. It's literally like the mid tier, and I know mid has like saying mid means something has like a negative feeling, but
Yeah.
it's literally just the middle ground.
Yeah. And with that, we're going to move on to our next game, Transistor.
Seconds march into the past, the moments pass, just like that, they're gone. The river always finds the sea, so helplessly, like you find me. We are paper boats floating on a stream. We'll never be apart. I will always find you, like it's written in the stars. You can run, but you can't hide. Try. Like the moon that makes the tides, that silent guide is calling from inside. Pull me here and push me there. It's everywhere, hanging in the air. We are magnets pulling from different poles with no control. We'll never be apart. I will always find you, like it's written in the stars. You can run, but you can't hide. Try.
So that was Paper Boats from the game Transistor. Transistor has a really weird setting. Essentially, it takes place in this weird future society where, one, everything is digital, everything is controlled by robots and such, but a weird virus has let sentience run, and now the entire world is being taken over by this virus and every robot that used to save the people, that used to serve the people. So you are given the titular Transistor as your weapon, your one key to fight the virus, and your lover? In terms of music, however, this song, oh my god.
Yeah, I haven't played Transistor, but like just listening to the song, it's very emotional, and I can only imagine how impactful it is when it comes to the story, because I know like the fact that the protagonist's lover is like in the transistor.
Yes.
And they have to like plug the transistor in order to wipe out the virus. That really hits hard. But
I'm curious, where would you place this song?
I'm kind of leaning towards A.
Really? I'm okay with A or B. The only reason I would say B, by the way, is because Transistor is also one of those kinds of indie games where it's very likely you haven't heard of Transistor, but you've probably heard the people that made Transistor. That being said, Transistor is made by the same people that made Hades.
Yes, and yeah, they also made
Pyre?
Pyre, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you're okay with it, so am I. We are putting Transistor comfortably in A among Celeste, Amori, and Pyre.
Wonderful.
We've got a lovely little family here in A. And maybe joining or beating it, we've got Deltarune.
Hello, it's me, the designer jeans in the back of your closet. What happened to us? I used to summer in the Hamptons, and now I'm stuck behind a pair of sweats. Okay, maybe I never really fit you right, but I got a lot more Sunday fun days left in me. So take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
That was The World Revolving from the game Deltarune. Now, Deltarune is a sequel to one of the biggest indie hits out there, Undertale.
Well, I wouldn't really call it a sequel. It's like it shares a lot of similar themes and like characters, but it's very like distinct in like setting and story.
You're right. It's more of an alternate?
It's like an alternate universe.
Yeah, alternate universe. But either way, it's a very cozy game. Essentially, you and a band of friends enter a parallel world in that game, where you go on an adventure. And this song specifically plays when you're fighting a clown.
It's one of the secret bosses in Chapter 1.
But I would actually say this is one of the more iconic songs in indie gaming. I feel like when you hear this, you know Deltarune, and you instantly get reminded of the fight if you play the game.
Well, in all fairness, a lot of the songs that Toby Fox makes are very easy to identify.
Yeah, that is definitely true.
But that's just because he's such a great artist.
So, where are you thinking?
I think this might be our first S tier, Frosty.
I would heavily agree. I think this is a very good song, and for a very good reason, too. So, Deltarune will be breaking the ceiling of A tier and landing safely in S as we move on to our next game, Night in the Woods. that was Astral Alley from the game Night in the Woods. Night in the Woods has had quite a story to it, huh?
Oh yeah, it's very story driven. It's kind of like a slice of life thing. You play as like May. What's her last name?
I don't remember her last name. But
her name
I know
is,
she's a cat.
Yeah, she's a cat. Her name is May. She comes back to her hometown from college after dropping out of college, and she reconnects with her old friends. And as the week goes on, you interact with those friends or a lot of things in town, and you start to get in touch with your mental well-being, basically.
Yeah. If you've ever played this game, you'll appreciate this line. Greg is awesome. Anyway, when it comes to music, Astral Alley is one of the more out there songs. There's a lot of dream sequences in this game where you have to essentially find music players in this weird world, but Astral Alley has a certain feeling to it. It's one of safety, it's one of comfort, but it is not one of the, I would say, standouts in any indie game sense. It's just a really good song.
Yeah, even in the game, I feel like there's other songs that really
outshine it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I believe we might have another beat here.
That's what I believe too.
We have a loving new friend for Stardew Valley down in B tier. Night in the Woods. You two should go get a coffee or something. And with that, we'll move on to our next game, Bastion.
Gods ain't gonna help you, son. You'll be sorry for what you've done. Then God's gonna hurt you, son, when you play with a loaded gun. When you play with a loaded gun, they ain't gonna catch you when you fall. You'll be bleeding while you're bleeding. They ain't gonna hear you, son. Don't care about what you've done. They ain't gonna help you, son. You'll be sorry for what you've done. Be sorry for what you've done. Hope here, cranky hobo, make you sorry for what you've done. Answer in a black veil, gonna prick you for what you've done. Roses got you empty, got you weeping for what you've done. I say, mother, lonely old gal, tear your heart out for what you've done. Tear your heart out for what you've done. They ain't gonna catch you when you fall. You'll be bleeding while you're bleeding. Gods ain't gonna help you, son. You'll be sorry for what you've done. Then God's gonna hurt you, son. You'll be sorry for what you've done. You'll be sorry for what you've done. Thank you.
And thank you. So that was the Pantheon from the game Bastion. This song is a weird... It has a weird place in this community because this song never actually plays in the game that it's from. It's used more as a tone setter, more of like a song to get you in the mood to play this game specifically. But also, once again, made by the people that made Hades.
Yeah, we got a lot of those songs on this tier list.
Look, Supergiant, they just do great music, great games. I just love them overall.
Well, I can't deny that.
However,
Yeah, unfortunately, I am kind of not feeling this. I kind of want to put it in C tier.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. I know it's a song that either most people haven't heard, most people won't vibe with, because it's a very different vibe. I still think it's a great song, but I'm perfectly fine putting it in C tier.
Yeah, it's by no means a bad song, but it's just not really hitting it for me.
Play Bastion, it's underrated.
Well, before we move on to our next song, real quick, I'm going to read out some news. Last Call Entertainment is hosting their last show of the fall semester at BJ's. Bands like Relentless Moisture, Mimic, Hit Girl, and Cornflake Car will be playing on December 7th at 51 West Main Street in Fredonia. Doors are at 9 p.m. and music is at 10 p.m. Now, speaking of music, how about we move on?
Yeah, we're moving on to one of the bigger names in indie games, Cuphead. That was Floral Fury from the game Cuphead. Now, Cuphead is it's a very touchy game when it comes to me. It's very infamous for being difficult. If anyone remembers that one video of a gaming journalist failing to beat the tutorial, you know what I'm talking about.
That video was taken out of context.
Absolutely, but it was quite funny still. Anyway, I personally not a fan of Cuphead. There's something about the control scheme that feels a little bit too heavy for me, and I don't enjoy it. Also, the shooting's kind of weird, but that's just me.
Well, I personally haven't played Cuphead, but since we're judging the music, I kind of want to put this in B tier, personally.
Really?
I mean, it's not like offensive, but like it's not really hitting me, so it's kind of just in that middle ground for me.
That's a shocker. We're definitely gonna have to compromise because I was actually gonna put this in S.
Oh, really?
I think this song is not only iconic, but I just think it's such a fun bop.
Now, I find that funny because you were just saying how you didn't really like the game, but you...
Oh, no. I don't enjoy playing this game at all, no. But I would be insane if I even remotely tried to say that I didn't enjoy this game's music. There's so much about this game's, theming, atmosphere, and art that I love. I just can't play it. But this music, oh my god.
It's very much trying to replicate a certain time period.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what, sort of muddies it for me, but, how about I bump it up to A tier for you?
I will compromise not putting it in S if we can put it in A. As much as I don't want to, Cuphead is joining Celeste, Amori, Pyre, and Transistor, and in A tier. Deltarune, I'm sorry, I was gonna give you a buddy, but, not my fault.
That's why happens when you invite me on your show.
All right, we're gonna move on to our next game, Hades. So that was On the Coast from Hades, which I definitely don't have any bias towards. Hades is just an iconic roguelike. You're battling through the entirety of the underworld with this game's interpretation of the god Zagreus. This song plays at the very end. You get to experience a new world for the first time, and there's a little something else there, but I don't want to spoil the game for anyone that hasn't played it. This song, I'm not compromising. It's S tier. It's beautiful.
Well, since we're on the radio, none of you can see that Frosty has a knife to my back, so I have to say S tier too.
You weren't supposed to tell anyone. Anyway, Deltarune, you have a new roommate. Welcome, Hades. And I hope you have a great time together. We're going to move on to our final song.
Oh, boy.
From the game One Step from Eden. That was Never Ending Song from One Step from Eden, accompanied by Hijack.
Yeah, we kind of had some technical difficulties here, but you were listening to the song.
Yeah, I hope you did enjoy that song. If not, though, it doesn't matter. You should definitely play this game. Now, I am fully aware of the fact that this song is not popular by any means. This was a personal pick because I want more people to play this game. One Step from Eden has you battling through every dimension to find this world's version of heaven. It's interesting, and I just think this song is great. But I'm okay putting it in B tier or C tier, even D tier. I just think this song is amazing, and it deserves to be played more.
I mean, it's not a bad song by any means. I'd probably put it in B tier. It's, Pretty
That's
solid
higher
song.
than I expected. I'm okay with that. All right, One Step from Eden is gonna go into B tier. So, reading off our final rankings, in S tier, we have Deltarune and Hades. In A tier, we have Celeste, Amori, Pyre, Transistor, and Cuphead. In B tier, we have Stardew Valley, Night in the Woods, and One Step from Eden. And finally, in C tier, poor boy, we have Bastion.
At the very least, it doesn't seem like any of them landed in D tier. So
Yeah.
we didn't really have any duds or L's.
No bad songs in the indie game. Play all of these games that we've mentioned today. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for listening to the Icebox. But don't stop listening. Today is Radiothon, meaning that every single hour we have a new show going on. So, that's it from me.
Yeah, that's it for me too. So thanks for listening.
I hope you have a great day.